Hi everyone, my name is Tracy. This is the 3-Wick Thesis Candle channel, and today I have for you a lit review episode with 8, yes 8, all new to everyone holiday candle scents from Goose Creek, and that is the Mrs. Claus's Bakery collection. Here's the staple candle, the one that is the namesake of the collection. I do have all 8. I'm going to share with you my cold impression, what the wax, wicks, label, all that stuff looks like on cold. I'll cut the video, test these, and then come back and report to you after the cut how they evolve on warm and give you insight into things like strength and throw. Since I have this one in my hand, this is where we're going to start. Mrs. Claus's Bakery. Beautiful dessert on the front, fruity, cakey, with some whipped cream and raspberries. And then the wraparound looks like wrapping paper. And then you also have the scent notes written like a ribbon cut through the center. The seam actually is really nice on that. Pretty close, Goose Creek, pretty close. And the whole collection has gold lids on it. Scent notes on Mrs. Claus's Bakery are vanilla cake, sugary jam, red berries, and buttercream frosting, so I hope it smells like the picture on the front. This smells familiar. I feel like this smells a lot like jelly donut from Kringle. Yes. Ooh, this is good. This is good. I don't at all think this smells like cake. This smells like pastry to me. And specifically, on cold at least, it's giving me like croissant vibes, like a buttery, flaky crust with raspberry jam. I don't get any of the usual cake, buttercream, scent note vibes from any of the other Goose Creek cake candles. This smells like pastry and raspberry jam. It smells a lot like jelly donut from Kringle. Let me grab it. I have it. I'm going to do a side-by-side. In case you don't know, this is my all-time Kringle favorite candle. This is so good. I love it so much. I have it in the XL, the 4-wick, the big boy. These smell very similar. I feel like the only difference, I feel like I get more of a butter note on this one, on the Kringle. And the jam, the fruit note in here, which their fruit note is raspberry and blackberry and fruit. This feels a little bit more tart, whereas this smells more sweet. Yeah. Raspberry donut. That's what I get with this, or raspberry croissant. I do not get cake, which I'm okay with, but if you're expecting cake, you're going to be sad, at least on cold sniff. Irish coffee cream. Now this one came out in the wax melts first, and I know some of y'all have already melted it and you really like it, so I'm excited to smell it. I have not sniffed it yet. Love the little cup of Irish cream coffee on the front, which I think usually has Bailey's whiskey in it. That sounds really good right now. Instead of the red wrapping paper, you've got green. Same scent note accent, same lid. Both of these, by the way, I didn't show you the other one, have white wax and thin stiff ropey wicks. And I am getting some strong coffee energy from that. Wow. Wicks are off center. You'll see there's a whole lot of space up here that's empty, so everything's kind of migrated to the one side of the jar. Hopefully that makes it burn okay. This smells delicious. It's coffee beans, sweet chocolate, Irish cream, and warm caramel. I get the coffee first thing, and it is definitely more of a coffee bean energy. Like when you open up a bag of coffee and you get that huge whiff of like roasted beans, it gives me that sort of vibe. Not necessarily like a ground coffee that you've put milk and sugar in. There's definitely a creamy component to it, which is helping to reduce some of the bitterness or the like dark roastedness of the coffee bean essence that's in here. I don't get anything that's too sweet. Like the chocolate is just accentuating the coffee bean and the caramel is just making the Irish cream feel a little bit sweet. For the most part, this just smells like a delicious coffee candle. Like coffee with milk and a little bit of sweetener. Yeah, that's yummy. Those two would go well together if you wanted to do a pairing. Next I have Pecan Toffee Bar. So a nice little stack of toffee candy on the front. Brown wrapping paper with kind of a greenish gold accent. I kind of like the color combo. Feels a bit retro. Same gold lid, same white wax, same wicks. This has scent notes of crunchy pecans, warm toffee, brown sugar, and creamy vanilla. Ooh. Yeah, this is nice. Oh, that's really good. It's nutty. The toffee is like a sweet, sugary, like crunchy caramel vibe. And it's sweet without feeling cloying. It's not like a syrupy caramel vibe. It's like a burnt sugar vibe that's just amazing. There is a creaminess to it coming from that vanilla, which is also helping to kind of warm up some of the bitter notes in the brown sugar, the nutty notes in the pecan, and the like burnt sugar element in the toffee. The caramel is in there, but it's playing really nicely with just a hint of like a molasses vibe in the brown sugar. And then the nuttiness reminds me a little bit of, it smells almost like a dry roasted peanut to me more than it does a pecan, but I'm not mad about that. Kind of reminds me of was it Halloween Treats, the orange one? Like that salty nut scent. So it's like salty nut, some bitter essence from the toffee and the caramel and the brown sugar, but also sweetness coming from those notes. Really well balanced, y'all. These are three very stellar smelling candles. It's going to be hard to rank this collection, I can tell already. Raspberry shortbread cookies, and I'm hoping Goose Creek will redeem themselves since the cranberry shortbread cookies were not that good. Love the swirls. These are really cute cookies. And then the way it matches the wrapping paper, which is red and gold. Very cute. Yeah, that's gold. It almost looked green for a second. Same gold lid. White wax. These look more like thin, stiff wicks. Not as ropey. It's shortbread cookies, raspberry jam, almond milk, and sweet vanilla. It's okay. I feel like you get a lot more fruit in this one. It's raspberry first. I just get a lot of like jammy, fruity raspberry, which is delicious, but then it's kind of just dull and one-dimensional after that. And I mostly get something that feels milky. And it's not even like it doesn't even strongly smell of like almond milk. It just smells creamy. I don't get a lot of vanilla. Do I get shortbread cookies at all? Yeah, this just feels like raspberry and cream. I don't get what I would expect from a shortbread cookie. Shortbread cookies are usually buttery, crunchy, you get kind of that burnt edge vibe. And maybe that will come out more on warm, but right now this just smells like a delicious like fruit whipped cream candle. It's nice, but doesn't give me strong cookie vibes. Next one, almond oatmilk frappe. So you've got the frappe drink, which is kind of like Starbucks Frappuccino or Pizza's Frappe. And then you have kind of a gingerbread brown with gold accent on the wraparound, gold lid, white wax. These are more of a medium ropey wick. Also, the wicks are really wonky on this one. Not at all in the shape of a triangle. This has iced oat milk, sweet almonds, creamy caramel, and coffee beans. Yeah, this is my least favorite so far of the bunch. It is very artificial to me. That's the best way I can word it. It smells like Smells like they forgot the coffee. First of all, let me add that in. It is very much one of those, like you think you're getting a coffee candle, but it's everything that goes with coffee except for the coffee. So I'm getting a creaminess. I'm getting caramel note. I don't know that I would say I'm getting specifically oat milk. There's definitely something that feels a bit nutty or grainy in here, but I don't think I could parse out that it's almond and oat milk specifically. It actually just feels like it's adding some weight to the creaminess of the milk. So you've got kind of this like heavy, oaty, nutty milk energy with caramel that's pretty sweet, not cloying, but sweet. And I can't detect the coffee bean. And it needs the coffee bean to raise up some of these really heavy notes. Heavy sweet. Yeah, not my thing. I will try it. I will let you know. It may evolve. But right now it just smells very artificial to me. Like it's trying to smell like coffee and it's not. Cookie butter eggnog is next. You've got 2 glasses of eggnog sitting on the counter there with cinnamon sticks out of it. Kind of a beige brown with the gold accents. Same gold lid, white wax. These are more of a medium wick. This has scent notes of cookie butter, creamy eggnog, sweet almond, and warm vanilla. Oh, this is nice. Oh, that's good. Yeah, the eggnog in this is gorgeous. I was not a huge fan of their eggnog candle last year. It was okay. I liked theirs better than Bath & Body Works. This eggnog is really nice. You actually get some egginess to it, which is always what I'm craving with an eggnog candle. I want that like eggy custard vibe, and that comes through first thing. And then it's paired with what feels like that beautiful vanilla. It's warm. It reads almost like a cake icing, not a buttercream, but like a cake icing that's vanilla flavored. And then you get the element of cookie in there. And it does read more like a cookie butter. Like I feel like it's like a spread that smells like cookie versus like an actual cookie. And it's not cookie dough. It's just a rich, buttery cookie spread, vanilla. I get a hint of cinnamon in here. And maybe that's the power of suggestion. From the picture. What do you have to say? PB is behind the camera trilling, by the way. I don't know if that came through. Yeah, creamy vanilla custard, cookie butter with a hint of cinnamon. Oh, that's good. That's good. Y'all, collection is hard to rank. 2 more. Next is vanilla layer cake, and I am curious how this one will differ from their other vanilla cake scents. On the front, it looks like red sugar sprinkles on it. I thought maybe that was peppermint, but those are sugar sprinkles. And then you have kind of a yellowish beige with also goldish green. It's almost like a lime green color. Same gold lid, white wax, thin Roby Wicks on this one. Dense vanilla cake, sweet vanilla cream, and buttercream icing. It is different than, what is it, the buttercream sprinkles, birthday cake. I'm trying to think of the other cake scents. To my nose, this is mostly just a classic vanilla buttercream scent with what feels like a vanilla cake batter. It doesn't feel like baked cake. It doesn't have that like browned sugar edge to it. Yeah, this smells just like vanilla cake batter. Either you made it from scratch or you bought the box mix and you just add the egg and the oil and all that and you've stirred it up with your beaters and it's ready to pour into the pan. It smells like that, and like you've got the vanilla buttercream frosting right next to you, prepared and ready to go. It's good, but simple. I like it. And actually this would go really well with the raspberry shortbread. The fruit with that vanilla, oh, that would be good. And the last one, Christmas fruit cake. Now this could go one of two ways. I could love this or I could despise it. It's just like how I feel about real fruit cake. And there's a picture of real fruit cake on the front with kind of a dark red, almost a burgundy color wrap around with a kind of gold, greenish gold accent. Same gold lid, white wax, and these are medium ropey wicks. Sweet apricot, sparkling cinnamon, warm spices, and vanilla. Yeah. This could evolve on warm. Cinnamon has a way of doing that, but right now it is way, way, way too spicy. It is imbalanced. Yeah, I mean, just hit you over the head with cinnamon. And it's like a spicy hot cinnamon. It doesn't even feel like a baker's cinnamon that you would put in fruitcake. Cinnamon does have a way of toning down on warm, so this could become beautiful once it's heated up. But it's just a lot of cinnamon on the front. And once you can get past that, and it takes a minute to get past it, you get the cake element. And it's definitely a fruit cake, which just feels very dense and kind of heavy. It's reminding me a little bit of like the apple rum cake from Kringle, or what was the one I just reviewed? Vintage Christmas has like a fruit cake vibe to it. Similar, you get that like really dense, hefty, dry Christmas bread energy from it. And I do get a sweet cinnamon, and I can't tell if it's the apricot. It doesn't smell like apricot to me. There's something sweet in here, but it almost smells artificial sweet. Yeah. I don't like that one. Actually, that's going to be last. That's my last place. I hope it warms up. If it does, it will evolve. 7 is going to be the Frappe, Almond Oatmilk Frappe. It just smells kind of artificial to me. Then I would do vanilla layer cake, just because it's kind of basic. And this is where I get into I really like. Raspberry shortbread cookie, love it, but it smells more like raspberry cream to me than it does raspberry cookie. Then I would do Pecan Toffee Bar. I love the combination of like the sweet salt nut. Not too heavy on any one element. That one is really beautiful. Cookie butter eggnog. Love the eggy custardness of that one. Number 2 would be Irish cream coffee. I actually love the coffee element in this. It smells like it's going to be tamed by some of the creamier notes in there and be really well balanced. And then number 1 is Mrs. Claus's Bakery. This is delicious. Doesn't smell like cake to me, but I love the pastry energy of it. All right, I'm going to go fire these up, take some notes on strength and throw and how they evolve on warm, and I will be right back after the cut to share with you what I found out. All right, I am back. I have tested all 8 of these candles. Some of them have shifted a bit in the warm ranking versus the cold ranking. There are 2 in here, possibly 3, that are like D-stash level to me. 1 just because it's kind of boring. And then there are 2 that I may buy backups of, and a 3rd one that if it comes to life more would definitely also be backup worthy. So overall, 50-50, I think, with this collection. Some of these are low, slow burners that may affect strength and throw, although the one that was really low and slow also had a very deep wax pool, so I don't know that that would be the case. I'll share with you as I go through the candles which ones were low and slow. There were actually quite a few in this collection, and I thought, is this like a collection issue? Does it have to do with the label? I'm not sure. I'm going to start where I always do, and let me tell you, 7 and 8. I'm still struggling to say this is the final ranking because they're both not my thing. I'm going to do number 8 as the cookie butter eggnog. This, it's got to be the cookie butter. I don't know. It could be the eggnog. No. Anyways, it warms up. The custard note that's delicious on cold almost entirely disappears. And what you end up with is a vanilla note that to my nose smells burnt. It's that like classic burnt vanilla oil that's really popular right now. It's in the Kringle cupcake candle. It's in their sugar cookie candle that came out recently here at Goose Creek. what else did I smell it in recently? I feel like it's like gaining popularity. Somebody must like the smell of burnt vanilla cookies. I personally do not. It's not the normal like burnt tar burning plastic note that some Goose Creek candles develop. It just smells like burnt vanilla. And I'm not a fan of it. The other thing is on warm, you get a lot more of the almond. And I'm kind of craving it to smell like marzipan, like I want some sweetness there, but it ends up just smelling like ground almond without sweetness. So it's like light custard, burnt vanilla with ground almond that's unsweetened. It's just not well executed. I get where they were going. I feel like there is great potential with this candle, but it's not for me. And this is one that I'm gonna destash. I will also add that the burn quality on this was less than desirable. I would rank this as a light strength. It did not feel strong at all. In fact, when I first walked in the room, I questioned whether or not I had a candle burning. And then the throw is also elusive. So if I could walk around the room, I would hit pockets where I could smell it, but it did not fill the space. It could project. There were pockets across the room, but it didn't fill the room. So for multiple reasons, this cookie butter eggnog is going to be last place for me, but followed very closely behind number 7 is the almond Oatmilk Frappe. I do think some of y'all will like this candle. I do not. To my nose, this is just way too milky. It's way too creamy, and it has this artificial note to it, and I don't know if that's coming from that weird almond, because they both have almond in it, or if it's the oat milk. This kind of ends up smelling like Elmer's paste to me. That's the best way I can describe it. Yeah, it smells like Elmer's paste with coffee in it. Like you're a teacher. Actually, this smells like a school desk. Yeah, it does. I feel like it smells like my elementary teacher's desk. Coffee that's probably too old. It's a little bit stale. And paste. That's what I get from this. But I think if you like creamy simple scents, because it doesn't have a lot of sweetness, it doesn't have a lot of, there's not like a spice in it, the coffee is very subtle, you might enjoy it. This might be your thing. For me, it's too milky, too creamy, too one-dimensional, and it ends up just smelling like paste with coffee in it. I will say, however, in terms of performance, it did well. I would rank this as a medium leaning towards strong for strength, and it had good throw. It filled the space. So if you're looking for something simple, creamy, with a hint of coffee, good performance, that would be your go-to. For me, it's not a thing. It's not for me. These next two are also hard to rank. I would put them on par with one another, but for different reasons. But I'm going to go ahead and do number 6 as the vanilla layer cake. This is a beautiful cake scent. I have no issue with the smell quality, the scent quality on this at all. You get creamy vanilla, and it feels like 2 different types of vanilla. You get what smells like a raw cake batter. I don't get like light, fluffy cake from this. I get like a dense liquid cake. It feels like cake batter to me, or like a cake pop. And then you get what feels like a rich, delicious buttercream. And it is well done. It's authentic. It smells like you are making a cake. You've got the cake batter right there, and you have the buttercream ready to go. This doesn't evolve much on warm, is what I'm trying to say, because I said the same thing about the cold sniff. It's fully edible. There's no body care. There's nothing that's like off about it. It's delicious. It is a delicious vanilla cake. But there are a couple things that are making me rank this lower. Number 1, this has been done so many times by Goose Creek. Like, you couldn't come up with adding a little something. You know, put a little bit of peppermint in there. Put a little bit of, I don't know, cinnamon in there. Something to make it feel more holiday. Put a little pine in there. I would have loved a pine-scented vanilla cake. Oh my gosh. I'm really missing the frosted, was it frosted pine from last year that didn't come back this year. This just feels like every other vanilla cake candle they've done. It feels kind of boring. So for that reason, I marked it down. But also, the strength on this is light. I'm categorizing this as a light candle. Also, I had this burning while I was going through, because, you know, every month after I purge my empties, I go through my back stock, I pull stuff, reorganize. I was working on that yesterday while this was burning. It's the testing room. I went completely nose blind to it. Like, I forgot a candle was going. I couldn't smell it. The only way I could smell it is if I left the room and came back in, and even then it was subtle. So this is not, at least not on the first burn. Sometimes candles take 2 to 3 burns to fully bloom and come to life, so it's possible this will get stronger. But for now, it's very light. But it does have good throw. It did fill the space. But went nose blind to it, light, feels boring. It doesn't even feel holiday to me. This feels like birthday cake, like classic birthday cake. So for that reason, I'm putting it in 6th place. 5th place, I really, really like this scent. However, this one, I would consider this, did I write beast mode? I put strong. I'm going to say strong leaning towards beast mode. When I first walked into the room, after I got to full wax pool, I was like, ooh, this is strong. And I wrote strong in my notes. However, this became so strong and cloying after about an hour and a half that I had to put it out. It's delicious. It's good. I feel like it's well balanced between, you get like a really nice saltiness from the pecan. I don't know that I would identify this specifically as pecan, but it reminds me of like the salty nut energy of, was it Halloween Treats? It was the orange label vault candle that came back this year from Goose Creek. It has that like salty nutty vibe, but then there's also this really like deep dark, to me it smells like caramel. They have toffee on here. It's very rich. And the problem is that that toffee note becomes really strong and really overpowering pretty quickly. And then you're adding in like the savoriness of the salty nut. And for me, it overwhelmed my senses. I still love it. I will still burn it, but it will be, you know, in little bites. I have to take small bites of this candle, and I won't be able to burn it for my usual length because it will overpower me and my senses. It also had really good throw. It filled the space. So if you're looking for a super sweet, salty sweet candle, this is perfect. Again, doesn't necessarily scream holiday to me, but excellent performance, and I really like how it smells. Number 4 and 3 are also a toss-up. I'm still looking at this, struggling to rank these, but I'm going to keep it the way I have it. Number 4, Christmas fruitcake. This one bumped way up. And that's because, as predicted, the spice in this tones way down. It becomes much more manageable. It's much more subtle. And what you get that ramps up is a delicious, dense, bready note with dried fruit. It's like a syrupy fruit with a spiced, very dry, dense bread. It smells straight up like fruitcake. If you don't like fruitcake, you won't enjoy this candle. However, I don't mind fruitcake, at least like the real stuff, not like some of the store-bought stuff that's like hard as a brick. You know, fruitcake that actually looks like this. I don't mind, and this smells really good. You get that breadiness, the dried fruit. I don't recognize it as apricot. It just smells like concentrated dry fruit with like a syrup on it, because it is very sweet. It feels very rich, but it's not jammy. There's like a fine line between jam and dried fruit. This smells like dried fruit to me. It's very authentic. In terms of strength, good performer. Medium, leaning towards strong, about right where I would want a fruitcake scent, honestly, and had really good throw. It filled the space. So if you open this up and you smell it on cold and you think it's too spicy, fire it up. It tones way down and becomes really beautiful on warm. Some of the base notes that you smell on cold really ramp up, and it's beautiful. And what that one is competing with is number 3, which is the raspberry shortbread cookies. And the only reason that this one isn't ranking higher is either it hasn't bloomed yet or it's not as strong as I would like it to be. This one suffered quite a bit in terms of strength and throw. This one was one of them that also had the low, slow burn. So it took a long time to come to life. Also, I'm realizing I didn't tell you the vanilla cake also had a low, slow burn. Should have mentioned that earlier. But this one had the low, slow burn. You get inconsistent scent associated with the throw. So if you are closer to the candle, you smell more of the raspberry. So the raspberry, whatever the berry note in here, raspberry jam. If you're close to it, you can smell it. So it's there, but it can't project. So if you're further away, all you really get is shortbread cookie. But then I feel like if you're close, you don't get much shortbread cookie. You kind of just get the jam. So it's like the shortbread elements are projecting really far, but not staying close to the candle. And the jam isn't projecting, but staying close. And so you don't really get like the full raspberry jam cookie experience. You get either cookie or raspberry jam. For me, I like the raspberry jam note in here a lot better. It's different from Mrs. Claus's Bakery. That one's more jammy. This, to me, smells just like a thumbprint cookie. How the jam or the sugary fruit will get really, really dense and almost solidify. It's so thick. You get that energy from the fruit note in here. And then with the cookie note, which comes out a lot more on warm than it is available on cold, is a nicely balanced, it's like a buttery vanilla shortbread, exactly how it should be. And you do get a sense of some of that like browned cookie edge on the bottom. It's nice. I just wish that you could smell both of them at the same time and that it were a little bit stronger. So low, slow burn, light strength, and weird throw. Inconsistent throw. And by the way, PB is behind me. I don't know if you can see him back here, sleeping on the yellow blanket. He is snoring really loud. I'm hearing it, so if you hear it on the mic, it's him. He's just, he is knocked out. Marco was back there. Oh, yeah, there's Marco. Marco is over here. Got to get my mirror image right. Marco's over there, so it's nap time, I guess. I don't know what's worse, them snoring really loud or causing a ruckus. And Maud was around here causing a ruckus, but he has settled down apparently. Okay, 2 and 1 are both stellar, but to my nose and my mind, these are set in terms of ranking. I have no question this is the right order. Number 2 is Irish cream coffee. This has a delicious coffee scent. It's just so well done. It's not too bitter. It's not too strong. It doesn't smell like stale coffee. It's just the right amount of coffee note to blend with the other elements that are in here. And I think of Irish cream and I think of Bailey's. I think of boozy alcohol. If that is off-putting to you at all, do not worry. There is not a boozy element to this candle at all. It is just a nice, rich, creamy coffee note that doesn't have to go too sweet. You do get a sense of the caramel. It's nothing like what I'm getting from the toffee one down here. It's subtle, just enough to add some sweetness. The Irish cream is just enough to add some milkiness without going full sour lactonic. And the coffee is just a beautiful note and it's well blended. So I love the scent of this. The Hubs loves this one. He said this one was really good. Also, excellent performer. I would categorize this one as a strong leaning towards beast mode, and it had really good throw. Filled the space. Absolutely no issue with this candle whatsoever. Probably going to order a backup of this one because it's amazing. And I had heard good things about the wax melts because those came out first, and the candle was good as well. And this one, how many of these am I going to buy? I got to get at least 2 more. I might get 3 more of this one. Mrs. Claus's Bakery. Y'all. Let me say, if you want a cake candle, this isn't it. This is not a cake. This to me smells almost exactly on warm like Kringle's jelly donut. It also reminds me of Happy Hanukkah. It's not the same. Happy Hanukkah 2023 from Bath & Body Works. It gives me the vibes of like Raspberry Holiday Pie Bar from Bath & Body Works this year. It is delicious. I feel like I get pastry, I get raspberry jam, and it's a more molten raspberry jam than say the shortbread cookie one is. It feels like it's more sugary, a little bit more fruity, more fresh fruity vibe to it. Oh y'all, let me just sniff it. Yeah, it's so good. This is like the answer to my drive for a more affordable raspberry like pastry candle that delivers on strength and throw, because this is also a good performer. This one, and I have the first thing in my notes is OMG, is medium leaning towards strong, and it has really good throw. Now that is despite the fact that this was also one that was a low slow burn. So this thing took like 3 hours to come to full wax pool, and it looked like swamp wicks, which had me real concerned. I'm hoping that works itself out by the 3rd burn. We shall see. But even with that low, slow burn, I feel like I was getting good strength from this and it filled the room. Y'all, I need more of this one. Yeah, it's delicious. It's different from raspberry Pop-Tart. So if you bought the Pop-Tart collab candle from Goose Creek that was raspberry scented, this one, it's like the pastry is toned down. I feel like you get more of the raspberry jamminess. And that one had a pastry note that smelled a little bit burnt. This one just is, it's perfect. It's well done, well balanced. Highly, highly recommend Mrs. Claus's Bakery for your collection. And I'm going to buy some of these because I want to burn them in the summertime too. This would make an excellent summer candle when I do my raspberry. I might put one in February because I like to do red fruits in February for Valentine's Day. I got plans for that candle. I got to get more. All right, y'all, let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. I love it when you all also leave comments about your experience with this collection or any of the collections I review, and that way other viewers have more insights into the potential. Whether you validate me or contradict what I have to say, everything is welcome. Give me a thumbs up before you take off. That lets YouTube know that you enjoyed my content. It will not only show you more content like this, but it also helps to push my content to people like you, because YouTube thinks if you like it, other people might like it too. If you want to see more of my face and you like my channel, make sure you're subscribed and turn on notifications if you want to know right away when I release new stuff. And if you feel like I saved you any money today and you'd like to pass along that savings to support my channel, super thanks are always welcome, but never required. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I will see you again in my next review. Until then, have a great day. Bye-bye.